What's good, YouTube, man? It's your boy, man, Jay Willie Silly, man, aka Mr. Take It Easy before you end up like Beezy, man. Make sure y'all follow my Instagram and Twitch, man. Oh, here we go. You know what I mean? I don't have an Instagram. You know what I mean? Jay, you don't have an Instagram. Jay, you don't have an Instagram. Jay, you don't have an Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, I told y'all. I am programmed to say that. So I'm going to unprogram myself, you know what I mean, to say something different. So y'all just got to bear with me. Make sure y'all follow my Twitch. And everything you need to know about your boy Jay is in the description down below. But I've been waiting for this. You know what I mean? When it comes to Atlanta Falcons fans, oh my God, I'm so glad he didn't react to the Carolina loss. Like, bro, I watched the game. You know what I mean? It's just like, you're not, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's like, you're really not even the ops for real. I just do not like Atlanta because you're delusional. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you feel me? Like, bro, you got 30-0 by the Carolina Panthers. Like, do you understand how bad you got to be to get 30-0? And Carolina really ain't that bad for real, bro. They got a few other spots, but bro, you got 30-0. You almost got 40-0 by the Carolina Panthers. And here you go talking about this and that, the third, bragging about Drake London, bragging about Michael Penis Jr. Penis. You know what I'm saying? You know they called that boy that name on, you know they called him that on live TV? They had Michael Penis Jr. They knew what they was doing. You know what I'm saying? But bro, hey, please stop saying that the one bad game. That's one thing that my boy Key the Freak love. One bad game. The boy is not good. The boy cannot score a TD to save his life. All that little one bad game, bro. Your offense is Bijan. The game before last, Bijan Robinson had all your TDs. Without Bijan Robinson, your offense is pure trash. It's just point blank period. BJ. The boy is not good. The boy is mid at best. I'm trying to tell y'all this. I seen it last year. Especially when he faced us. I seen it last year. I can just tell. I got an eye for football, bro. I play football, but I can tell when the quarterback is going to be 5. And like Jackson Dart going to be 5. How much on the bar? How much on the bet? Jackson Dart going to be 5. Him? I can just look at him by the way he throws, bro. It's just, he's not going to be like a all-pro quarterback like you think. He's going to be a mid QB, and it showed. I've been, like, bro, what happened with this game, I've been saying it, and y'all going to say it's one game. No, the freak is not. Bro cannot score. Like, that is the reality of this. Bro cannot score. Bijan carries your offense. That's facts. I watch y'all. So don't try to lie to me and all. I literally watched y'all, bro. Even last year. Bro cannot score. Bro 3 for 3 last year, bro. Bro ain't faced a top 15 defense, and our defense was injured. We didn't even have our star players for real. And who after that you played? The Commanders, the Panthers? Like, bro, you know what I'm saying? It's like you really haven't showed us nothing. So for y'all to talk about bro like he's just this all-pro dude, like he's just this five dude, bro hasn't even done nothing for real. He hasn't done nothing. He's barely played any games. Bro played 6 games all in total. Bro played 6 games. Bro even haven't played a full season as a starter. Bro, you couldn't score on Carolina Panthers, bro. Last week you didn't score. You threw for like, what, 130-some yards? Bijan Robinson, bro, you was a handoffer. You didn't see the end zone once. You didn't have a rushing TD. You didn't have a passing TD. Bro, you suck. I bet you Kirk Cousins would have had a TD. Kirk Cousins did way better than him. He did way better than him to begin the week. Did way better than him. Kirk Cousins had 5 TDs, bro. Over 500 yards in one game. That boy cannot see the end zone. That's all I'm saying, y'all. It ain't one bad game, bro. It's been like this for 6 games straight. This boy cannot score the ball. I'm telling you, it is real. That boy cannot see the end zone. How many passing TDs does this man have out of 6 games? The man cannot score the ball, and that's just point blank, period. I see it for what it is. He is not an all-pro quarterback. He is not your Michael Vick. Stop looking at him like he's going to be your savior. This boy is not taking you to the Super Bowl. He is not Matt Ryan. Trying to tell y'all that, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's just, bro, keep hyping this man up for something he ain't. Like I said, our quarterback starts Sunday, so we going to see what he look like. But, bro, honestly, bro, our team, bro, we really don't know how we going to look, honestly. You know what I'm saying? We still injured our dang self. We just got our starting left tackle. The reason we lost 2 games was because of Russell Wilson not going to count. You feel me? In my opinion, you know, we always talk about we coulda, shoulda, woulda. In my opinion, we should be like 3-0 if it wasn't for Russell Wilson. So our real quarterback, Jackson Dart, who is the age of 22 years old, starts Sunday. So we going to see how our quarterback looks. You know what I'm saying? But, bro, y'all offense, bro, is straight BJ. Without Bijan Robinson, all you got to do is take Bijan Robinson out to play and force him to throw, bro. And I'm telling you, bro, you know what I'm saying? It's because you really don't have, like, you hype up your wide receivers, but your wide receivers really ain't that good. Drake London, bro, this is his first 1,000-yard season. Never had a 1,000-yard season, bro. Drake London, I've been said it, trash. You know what I'm saying? Darnell Mooney, trash. You just hype up wide receivers. Bro. But Atlanta, you just mid, bro. This is what it is.
It was shocking when the Falcons took Michael Penix with the 8th overall pick at last year's draft. Now, fans and the public aren't always right, but they might have nailed this one. There have been flashes for Penix in his time in the league, but it's hard to see a future where he's a legitimately good NFL quarterback. He didn't have a ton of playtime as a rookie, but now he's getting his shot, and so far, he's underperformed. The Falcons are 1-2, and granted, they haven't looked terrible at all times, but the offense kind of has. It's truly been nothing but struggles and bad quarterback play since that 28-3 blown lead in the Super Bowl, and it's looking like that's going to continue to be the case for the near future. The Falcons were blessed at quarterback for a long time with Matt Ryan. He was good and consistent. He got drafted in 2008 and was the guy all the way until 2021 when the Falcons traded him following the season. And since, there's been a little bit of musical chairs happening. Marcus Mariota was brought in to be the bridge guy, and he was exactly what you'd expect, a subpar bridge. He played 13 games and threw for 15 touchdowns to 9 interceptions. It wasn't good enough to keep the job, and it led to him getting benched.
Bro, they thought Marcus Mariota was going to be the guy. I'm telling you, they thought Marcus Mariota was going to be the guy. I'm telling y'all, every time they always think somebody going to be the guy, bro. They just hoping that this is the guy. Bro, you're not finna, bro. Matt Ryan was your last hope. You know what I'm saying? Just be honest, he was your last hope. They just hoping that he's the guy.
Released to save.
You gotta understand this. You gotta understand this team hasn't made it to the playoffs in 8 years. This team has no ring. Atlanta does not know how it feels to make it to the Super Bowl. And then when they did, okay, look, they know how it feels to make it to the Super Bowl, but bro, even when they made it to the Super Bowl, they got embarrassed. They don't know how it feels to win. They don't know how it feels to make it to. They don't know how it feels to see their team win the ring. They don't know how it feels. They don't know how it feels to see their team make it to the playoffs, bro. For real, bro. The last time they made it to the playoffs, bro, I was dang near 15 years old. Last time we made it to the playoffs was in 2022. You know what I'm saying? Shoot. Then before that, what, 2016? Shoot, at least we made it to the playoffs like 2 times in the past 10 years. You know what I'm saying? But godly, y'all though, y'all just, man, I don't know what it is, bro. Falcons just suck.
He was benched. It made sense. Atlanta wanted to give rookie Desmond Ridder a shot after he was taken in the 3rd round. He was in that really weak NFL quarterback draft class where Kenny Pickett was the only 1st-round pick. Ridder, funny enough though, actually ended up being the 2nd quarterback off the board at the draft at 74th overall. But prior to that, he was considered a potential 1st-round pick, so it was a pretty big fall. Still though, the talent was there in college at Cincinnati. He finished 2-2 with 2 touchdowns and didn't have a pick to end the year. But then going into year 2, he was the starter in Atlanta, and he had his issues for sure. He just didn't perform well and went 6-7 with 12 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. The other starts on the year went to Taylor Heineke, who got a 2-year, $14 million deal.
I'm trying to tell people it's Atlanta, bro. I'm trying to tell people that, bro, it's Atlanta, bro. It's Atlanta for real. I'm trying to tell y'all, bro, once you see a consistent like this, because like I said, for us, bro, we ain't never had like, you know, and I say the same thing when it comes to the Giants. I'm not finna be hypocritical. I feel like when it comes to the Giants like that too. We ain't had a good quarterback ever since Eli. Y'all didn't have a good quarterback ever since Matt Ryan. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You feel me? But, you know what I'm saying? This is your rookie that's starting right now. But it's like, once you see a routine like this, bro, it's just, it's the team, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's the coaching staff. The coaching staff doesn't get blamed. The offensive coordinator, you got a bad offensive coordinator, bro. You're not finna do nothing on offense. That's what I be trying to tell people. It's not just the quarterback break. It comes from the OC. It comes from the head coach. A bad coach can make a good team look bad. I feel like Atlanta is bad. Don't get me wrong. So it's just messed up over there. You feel me? But honestly, you feel me? A bad coach can make a good team look bad. A bad coach can make a good QB look bad. The offensive coordinator, trash. Like, our offensive coordinator is god awful. Hopefully he don't make Jackson Dart look bad. But golly, you see what Daniel Jones doing? See what Daniel Jones doing when he went over there to the Indianapolis Colts? So if that trash dude over there going over there to the, he ain't trashing no more. I think he third in passing yards. If Daniel Jones leaving the New York Giants and going over to the Indianapolis Colts balling, it's a New York Giants problem. For sure. You know what I'm saying? And you have to change that problem. You know what I mean? So it just is what it is, bro.
Before the season just to be a solid backup. He was 1-3 and had 5 touchdown passes to 4 picks. Kind of what you'd expect from a guy like Heinicke. Then 2024 was a band-aid year where Penix was sitting and Kirk Cousins was the guy. He went 7-7 in starts, throwing for 18 touchdowns and a league-leading 16 interceptions.
Oh my God.
Though, it's also been a lot of turmoil at coaching too. Dan Quinn was the head coach for 6 seasons and obviously got Atlanta to that Super Bowl, but when Quinn got fired in 2020 after an 0-5 start, funny enough, Raheem Morris took over as the interim.
You know what I'm saying? It's just a Falcons problem. I think it's the Falcons, like, F the head coach, because you see Dan Quinn, like, left the Falcons and started doing this thing with the Redskins. I just think it's the Falcons, bro. Like, the coaching, the ownership, like, it's just the Falcons. That's why we trying to tell. It's the Falcons, bro. You know, the ownership, the coaching, everything, the players, everything about it is trash. I feel like we just have a coaching problem. You know what I mean? Like, we wanted our owner, bro, you know what I'm saying? Mara, whatever his name is, John Mara. You feel me? We you know, he got rings under his belt. So, you know what I'm saying? So, bro know what it takes to get a ring. Your owner don't know what it takes. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Your the ownership, you know what I'm saying? The coaching staff, you know, the players, everything is bad. So you cannot expect to win a ring when everything is bad. Like, everything. You need to throw the whole freaking team away. It doesn't need to be Atlanta Falcons anymore. You need to sell the team. Just let it go. You know what I'm saying? I don't know one good thing when the coaching, the ownership, you know what I'm saying? The freaking players, everything about it is trash.
Coach and went 4-7, but the Falcons didn't immediately hire him. They instead went and hired Arthur Smith, who did have plenty of success as the offensive coordinator for the Titans, but definitely wasn't as good of a head coach.
Do you see the type of hires your ownership makes? Arthur Smith, you hired Arthur Smith as a head coach, and this nigga is trash. So it's like, boy, Atlanta Falcons, boy, oh my God.
They didn't immediately hire him. They instead went and hired Arthur Smith, who did have plenty of success as the offensive coordinator for the Titans, but definitely wasn't as good of a head coach. Credit where it's due, though, Arthur Smith was at least consistent. He went 7-10 for 3 straight years and then got axed in favor of Raheem Morris, who then finally got his shot. After an 8-9 first season as head coach last year, it was time for some improvement. And a lot of that falls on the back of Michael Penix, for better or for worse. Michael Penix was one of many big-name quarterback prospects in the 2024 class. The top 3 guys in the class were elite: Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, and Drake May. The Falcons had no shot at those guys. Those teams were all quarterback needy, and those were the clear top talents. And then there were 3 other guys with the potential to go in the first round too: Michael Penix, JJ McCarthy, and Bo Nix. McCarthy and Penix were definitely considered in that second tier, and Atlanta clearly preferred Penix because he was the 4th guy off the board at 8th overall. It was a shock when he got picked, and it wasn't because Penix wasn't a good prospect or anything, but it was because the Falcons had just signed Kirk Cousins to a 4-year, $180 million deal. Kirk is now just the backup in Atlanta, and they have to pay out a bunch of money to him because they're starting Penix. I mean, I get having a bridge quarterback, but that's an expensive bridge, and Kirk did start most of the season for the Falcons. Penix got 2 relief appearances and then finally got his chance to start the last 3 games of the year. His debut came against a bad Giants team, and Atlanta dominated, winning 34-7 at home. Penix threw for 200.
My man. Like I said, yeah, you right though. You right, that was a bad Giants team. Bro, we started Drew Lock. You know what I'm saying? Like, Dexter Lawrence was injured. You know what I'm saying? Tyler Newman was injured. They faced the injured Giants team. That boy didn't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? The boy sucked. The boy didn't score a touchdown.
2 yards and a pick, and would go on to
They heard him. They threw a pick.
34-7 at home. Penix threw for 202 yards and a pick, and would go on to throw a single interception in all 3 games. The next 2 weeks, both...
The nigga ain't score a touchdown. Like, the nigga suck. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the reality. Nigga sucks, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
would go on
nigga had 2 pick sixes on defense. Nigga had like 9 field goals. And bro, they had a PI call and Bijan Robinson threw the ball. And these boys wasn't doing nothing special. Yeah, we niggas was going against Drew Lock.
Throw a single interception in all 3 games. The next 2 weeks, both, funny enough, were overtime losses. The first came at Washington and then hosting Carolina. Penix had 223 yards and a touchdown with a pick against the Commanders, and then 2 touchdowns with a pick and 312 yards versus the Panthers. With Penix starting those last few games, it seemed inevitable that he would start over Kirk Cousins this season. And that was, in fact, the case. The Falcons started the season at home, having to face the Buccaneers. And honestly, it was an awesome game. Atlanta started off hot. Bijan Robinson took a short pass 50 yards for a touchdown to get it started. That's all they do. Into the year.
He is
away, and the defense
the guy.
A bit too. It ended up being tied at 10 at the half. Tampa Bay missed a field goal to open the first half, but then the Bucs took the lead with a Bucky Irving receiving touchdown. But the Falcons weren't going away, and Penix came up big. The Falcons put together a crazy long 18-play, 91-yard drive that took 8 minutes and 46 seconds off the clock, capped off by a 4-yard Penix rushing touchdown to tie the game. But that's a lot of time to get something going, and the Bucs did it fast. Baker hit Emeka Egbuka for a 25-yard touchdown to go up 23-20 with just 59 seconds remaining. It really did feel like it was kind of a coming out party for Egbuka in his debut, with 4 catches for 67 yards. Still, Penix gave Atlanta a shot and got it in range for a 44-yarder for Younghoe Koo with just 6 seconds left. But unfortunately, it went wide right for a Buccaneers win. Penix threw the ball a ton in the loss. He completed 27.
Look at them fans up there. Look at them fans.
4-yarder for Younghoe Koo with just 6 seconds left, but unfortunately it went wide right for a Buccaneers win. Penix threw the ball a ton in the loss. He completed 27 of 42 passes for 298 yards and a touchdown. Bijan alone had 100 of those yards and a tutty on 6.
Thank you, bro. Let's talk about Bijan, bro. That's why I be trying to tell people, talk these yards, but let's talk about how he throws the beat. Bro, Bijan is this man's savior. I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. This man had 100 of those receiving yards. This man right here had more receiving yards than any of your wide receivers. I'm telling you, bro, he is your team. That's why I'm beginning hype. I'm like, bro, Bijan is your savior, bro. Without Bijan, this man would look trash. I'm telling y'all, bro. Bijan is this man's savior, bro. I'm telling you, BJ make this man look good. I'm telling you. Man, I see through all. I see through the midness. You know what I mean? I see through the midness. You know what I'm saying? He's mid, bro. It's just real talk, bro. That man, Bijan had most of the receiving yards. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I'm sorry, bro. I just don't see what the Falcons fans see. I see straight mid. I see straight booty juice.
298 yards and a touchdown. Bijan alone had 100 of those yards and a tutty on 6 catches. The run game, though, was a bit non-existent with just 69 total yards, but the pass game was definitely working. The next week came on the road at the Vikings, and the Falcons just took care of business, especially on the defensive side of the ball. They didn't allow a single...
Bruh, the Vikings suck. Like, let's be real. Like, Addison not even playing. Like, you got J.J. McCarthy. They suck. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, their offense is not good. Honestly, I'm gonna just keep it real with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Addison was suspended. You got J.J. McCarthy. Like, I've been saying, bro, is trash since the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Just keeping the G with you. You feel me? They defensive side is not good. Only had 1 All-Pro, Van Winkle, and he was second team All-Pro. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, bro, them niggas is not good like that. And like I said, bro, you had field goals. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about how he didn't score at all that game. Straight field goals.
Touchdown and went on to win 22-6. The Falcons might have dominated on defense, but they also only had a single touchdown, and it came when they were already up by 2 scores with 3:22 remaining on a Tyler Algier rushing touchdown. That game was honestly just a big showing out for John Parker Romo, who was 5 of 5 kicking. He got brought in for the week because
he sucked too.
That game tired.
We just signed your boy Koo.
For him, he clearly earned that job.
He sucks too.
Was released later on. Penix didn't do much in the matchup, but he also didn't make mistakes. He was 13 of 21 for 135 yards. Bijan Robinson was really the story of the Falcons offense, and I feel like we're going to be saying that all year long, or as long as he's a Falcon. 22 carries, 143 yards,
like, come on.
22 rushes.
Like, that boy had more rushing yards than you did passing yards. Like, come on, bro. Like, Bijan is literally your guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that boy don't know what to do without Bijan.
Yards on 16 carries. So through the first 2 weeks of the season, the Falcons were looking pretty solid. You could argue that the Falcons could have won week 1 or at least gotten it to overtime, and the Vikings have looked good with wins against the Bears and Bengals. The concerns, though, all started rolling in after week 3. Michael Penix already hadn't done much as a passer this season, but he was legitimately bad against the Panthers. And frankly, so was the whole team. There's no sugarcoating it. The Falcons got flat out embarrassed by the Panthers 30-0. Carolina was 0-2 coming into the game as well. After securing the job the week prior, John Parker missed 2 field goals, and the Falcons allowed 3 touchdowns, including a terrible pick 6 to Chaw Smith-Wade. It was one of 2 Penix interceptions on the day.
And look at this. You didn't even throw it to him. You threw it straight away from. Look at this. Look at this throw, bro. That's not on the offensive coordinator, bro.
A terrible pick 6.
That's not on the offensive coordinator, bro. That's on you, bro. Like, look at you, bro. Look what you threw, bro.
To Chaw Smith-Wade.
You threw it straight to that man, bro. You didn't even throw it to your wide receiver, bro. Penis sucks.
It was one of 2 Penix interceptions on the day. He finished 18 of 36 for 172 yards and those 2 picks. They just couldn't get it
benched
going on
that
the
boy.
offensive side of the ball. Bijan Robinson was still decent and rushed for 72 yards on 13 carries, but it was an ugly loss. And even worse, Penix looked terrible. It got to the point where they just turned to Kirk Cousins and let him finish out the game and went 5 of 7 for 29 yards. No, there's no controversy there. Michael Penix is the starter. They drafted him last year for a reason, and they gotta ride him out. But it's still a crazy decision looking back whether he works out or not. It's still very early on for Michael Penix, but it's getting harder and harder to be extremely optimistic. He could turn into a good NFL game manager, but it's hard to find a scenario where he's anything more than that.
I'm just being real, bro. You know what I mean? He's not a Jackson Dart. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Jackson Dart is the best QB out the draft. He wasn't in his draft class, but I'm just saying, I just know a trash quarterback when I see a trash quarterback. It's just point blank, period. You know what I mean? Michael Penix just isn't the guy. Michael Penix just isn't the guy. You know what I'm saying? And I just know a mid quarterback when I see one, and that's a mid quarterback. It just is what it is. And what I've been saying about him, I've been saying this about Penix Jr. I've been saying this about Penix. You know what I'm saying? It's just what I'm saying now. Now you starting to see. I've been saying Penix was trash. So when he did it Carolina, it surprised me. I knew Penix was going to be Penix. You know what I'm saying? So it did surprise me the game he had against Carolina. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, but 1-2, you're fit to be 1-3. Falcons fans, man. Just terrible. Just freaking terrible.